Hey everybody, Lorin Cohen here. Welcome back to the channel. Now today's video is a little different. I filmed this while I was traveling last week. It's actually a little clip from a private lesson I gave inside my Bass Improv Mastery program to a student. Now this wasn't meant for YouTube, but the insight we got into improvising over major 7 sharp 11 chords and using Lydian concepts was just too good not to share. Now you're going to see how I apply my start with 4 then add more framework to Lydian sounds, breaking it down in a way that's simple, clear, and musical. So if you ever looked at a major 7 sharp 11 chord and thought, what do I play on this? This is going to make it click. Let's jump in.
A little bit about that. So let's just review a little bit of just what a major 7 sharp 11 chord is and what we mean when we say Lydian. All right, so F major 7 sharp 11, essentially if I had an F major 7 chord without the sharp 11, I have this, right? F, A, C, E. And if I just lower the 5th, I get this, F, A, B, E. And so I am flatting the 5th, but technically we really talk about this as sharping the 4th. All right, so either sharp 4 or really we refer to this as sharp 11. As with any extension or any tension, it's just up 7 notes, up an octave. So from this sharp 4 up here, okay, we get F major 7 sharp 11. Now the scale that we would play over this would be the F Lydian scale or the F Lydian mode. Okay, so and that's just C major 7 from F to F. So we have F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. I'll start with 4, then add more. Starting our improvisation with 4-note groupings as opposed to 7-note scales and modes. And I do this for a variety of reasons. I'd say the 2 most important or powerful reasons why I do this is because a 7-note scale or 7-note mode is oftentimes more information than we need to really start playing great material, and it can just be a bit overwhelming. We don't need all 7 notes to start playing great stuff on that chord structure. And so I like to start with smaller note groupings, of course starting with chord tones, okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, just so we can get the shell of that chord. We're playing chords. We're not playing scales, we're playing chords. So if we start with 4, if we start with the arpeggio, that immediately is going to unlock that chord for us. But one of the other reasons why I like starting with smaller note groupings is because if we are playing in 4/4 time, it just helps the harmonic rhythm in terms of giving us the ability to play 8th note lines and start to play some more linear material in 8th notes a lot quicker than we can than if we're just starting with scales. Now let's get into some of the approaches that use this concept of start with 4, then add more to unlock major 7 sharp 11 chords. So the first of these approaches is just outlining what I just showed you. 1, 3, sharp 4, major 7. So if the chord is F major 7, sharp 11, just this sound. You can see at the piano, I'm just playing F, A, B natural, and E. Okay, just this 4-note grouping. Okay, the second of my favorite 4-note groupings to unlock the Lydian sound is a little variation on this. Instead of 1, 3, sharp 4, 7, 1, 3, sharp 4, 6. Okay, so if I play that on this F Lydian sound, and what sounds great here is to add the 9th to that as well. Now we get a 5-note grouping, but again, start with 4, then add more, right? F, A, B, D, G. The next way I want to talk about unlocking this Lydian sound is we're going to play off of the 2nd degree, playing a major 6th shape, a major 6th chord. So that would be G, B, D, E. One of the beautiful things about this approach is that it immediately gives me a beautiful sound, a beautiful voicing for this chord on the piano. And unless you're a chord wizard on bass, For a lot of us bassists, it can be tricky if we don't go to a keyboard instrument. It can be tricky to really get the sound of the chord in our head. So that's why I really recommend going to the piano. And if you go to the piano and do what I'm doing here, and if you play this G major sixth arpeggio through all your inversions, you're going to get a beautiful voicing first, okay? Take this G major sixth, and use that as the way, put it on the bass, okay, as the way to unlock this chord. So if you hear or see F Lydian, F major 7, sharp 11, play a G major sixth arpeggio. G, B, D, E, and now through all the inversions, B, D, E, G, and then D, E, G, B, and then G major sixth and E minor 7th are the same, okay? Any major sixth chord shares the same notes as a minor 7th chord off of the relative minor. So in this case, G major 6th is the same as E minor. Well, next group of notes here is just going to be E minor 7th. E, G, B, D, and then we're back to where we started. G, B, D, E, and then, okay, putting it all together. All right, so just playing a G major 6th arpeggio over this F Lydian sound really opens up the whole neck, and it opens up the sound of the chord. Next, adding on to this, okay, starting with 4, then add more. We can turn this into a 5-note grouping by doing probably what you're already thinking, which is just turning this 4-note grouping, this G major 6th arpeggio, into a 5-note grouping, into a G major pentatonic scale. So when we do that, if I play a G major pentatonic scale, I'm getting G, A, B, D, E, okay? G, A, B, D, E, that 5-note grouping. Now, G major pentatonic is the same as E minor pentatonic. Okay? E, G, A, B, D. Same notes as G major pentatonic. G, A, B, D, E. You can start on either of those, you know, in terms of your target note, the note that you're starting with. I tend to just like starting from this major shape off of the 2nd degree, because that immediately starts me now on the 9th of the chord, that G in this case. But these two approaches are linked, right? We have our 4-note grouping, which would be G major 6, okay, or a G major pentatonic. And again, that G major pentatonic is the same as E minor pentatonic. Now the next way that I like to approach Lydian chords, and this is a really cool way to do this, is starting from the 6th degree. The 6th is going to be your first note. So if it's F major 7, sharp 11, the 6th is D, okay? And then playing a D minor 6th arpeggio, okay? So F, Lydian, F major 7th is our chord. My first note is going to be D. Now I'm going to play a D minor 6th arpeggio. D, F, A, B. All right? And I can play this minor 6th arpeggio the same way I played the major 6th arpeggio, in terms of through all the inversions. Okay? So D, F, A, B, F, A, B, D, A, B, D, F, B, D, F, A, and then I'm back where I started. So once again, a D minor 6th arpeggio on this. Just check it out on the piano for a second. That D is my 6th degree, F is my root, A is my 3rd, and that B is my sharp 11. Okay, and if I put that D minor 6 arpeggio on the bass over this chord structure, right, I'm going to get, woo, love it. Okay, so the formula here is anytime you have a Lydian chord, a major 7 sharp 11 chord, you go to the 6th degree, target 6, and you play your minor 6th arpeggio from that target.
So that's how I break down major 7 sharp 11 chords using just a few anchor notes and then expanding from there. Now, this is the same framework that I use with my students every week inside of the Bass Improv Mastery program. And honestly, if this clicked for you even a little, there's a lot more where that came from. If you've been working hard on your playing but still feel like you're missing that connection between theory and actually making music, you might just need the right system and the right guide. There's a link below where you can find out more and book a time to talk with me. We'll figure out where you are, what's holding you back, and whether this approach might be the missing piece. No pressure, just clarity. Thanks for hanging out again. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into this private lesson. Let me know in the comments what your biggest challenge when it comes to improvising over major 7 sharp 11 chords, or just what other types of chords you are challenged with when it comes to soloing, and I'll try and address those in future lessons. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.